Chapter 12. The Lesson Learned. Hey, sleepyhead, said Miss Green, shaking Henry's shoulder ever so gently. Are you going to sleep forever? Henry stretched and yawned, smiling up at his mother. It was good to be back in his own bed, good to be somewhere he belonged. It was Sunday in the greenhouse, in fact. It was Sunday all over the world. And in the dining room, all the Greens were having a late, lazy breakfast. If you could shake a leg just a little, Miss Green went on, I think we might manage to have some pancakes ready for you, dear, just the way you like them. Henry hopped out of bed. He felt wonderful this morning, the way he always used to feel. He brushed his teeth carefully and paused on his way to the breakfast table, only to make a few ugly faces at himself in the mirror. With all those big brown spots gone forever, he hoped, he didn't look half bad, except when he crossed his eyes. There was a big greeting for Henry when he sat down at the table. Elizabeth, who was wearing her special blue dressing gown, even kissed him, and Mark stopped eating long enough to stick out his hand and ruffle Henry's hair. There's a lot of news for you today, Henry, Daddy Green said as Henry was drinking his orange juice. The company that makes all those candy bars sent me a letter. They wanted to give you some kind of an award for helping to foil that hijacking. Really, Dad, said Henry. That's super. Yes, indeed, Henry's father went on. It surely is. And Matt called just a few minutes ago. Wanted to know if we could go over to his house tomorrow and have dinner with his family. Could we, Dad? Asked Henry. Gee, that's swell. Right, son, we certainly can. And Nurse Molly Farthing is dropping by this afternoon just to say hello. And there's even more news. My goodness, said Mrs. Green on her way to the table with Henry's pancakes. Everything seems to happen at once to our Henry. Dr. Fargo wants to see you after school on Monday. Do I have to? Asked Henry. Yes, you have to, Daddy Green said. Okay, said Henry, although he didn't like it. He's a good doctor, dear, Henry's mother said, and if you like, I'll go with you. Now here's your pancakes, she said as she placed a steaming stack before Henry. And for a special treat, just this once, I have your favorite chocolate syrup. Henry's face lit up. His hand shot out and took hold of the syrup pitcher. But just as he was about to pour the sweet brown mixture over his pancakes, he changed his mind. You know what, Mom? He said. Just this once, I think I'll skip it. Plain old maple syrup will do. The family stared at Henry. As well they might. It was the first time they'd ever seen Henry turn away from anything that had to do with chocolate. His father's smile was as wide as a river. Ain't it? He said. I think our little boy is growing up fast. Henry was into his pancakes now, and they were quickly disappearing. The syrup was good and mapley. The pancakes had a delicious wheat flavor, and washed it down with cold milk. It was extra good, but still something was missing. Some taste, some kind of spark that would make it even better. There was a small can of cinnamon on the table, which Elizabeth sometimes used on her toast. Henry wondered how cinnamon would taste on what was left of his stack of pancakes. He reached out for the canister and sprinkled just a little bit of cinnamon on his plate. Then he tasted it. Henry thought. That's pretty good. In fact, it's very good. I wonder how cinnamon would be on cereal, like oatmeal maybe, or cream of wheat. Maybe cinnamon would be good on other things, ice cream or french fries, or maybe even cinnamon milk. And then Henry still had another thought. Could you ever have too much cinnamon? Could a person overdo it? Is there such a thing as cinnamon fever? What do you think? Well, boys and girls, it's the end of our story. I enjoyed reading it to you, and I hope you enjoyed listening. Check back in for another story later. Bye.